Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network. Good afternoon and welcome to Fade to Black Cinema. I'm Michael, your Bougie Black Brother, and I'm here with my co-host, Alita.
Hey.
So, I know everyone's seen it probably the same night because it broke the record for a series, Game of Thrones season finale. So we saw it then. We had some time to recover and get over our disappointment, I guess. But we never did a actual review of the series. Right, babe?
No, we haven't.
We didn't. But we were big fans. Were we fanatics? I don't think we're really fanatics of anything. The only closest fanatic I'm with is Marvel because I just know all the comics. So if it comes to any fanatical thinking, it would be me. Alicia does like Harry Potter. I don't know why. But,
yes, I love Harry Potter.
But I don't think she's a fanatic because she doesn't wear any of the clothes. So
no, but I do watch it when it comes on TV every Saturday.
That's not a fanatic though. A fanatic wears the clothes, reads the book, and can speak in the different languages.
And go to London and take a picture of the damn shopping cart going through the Dawn Wall.
Yeah, all of that. Mm-hmm. So, but when it came to Game of Thrones, we got into it because of the extraordinary writing and dialogue, and then the extravagance of what that all meant. So we really, really enjoyed the series. So we followed it late. I think we started when season 2 or 3 was in, and then we went from the beginning and caught up. We didn't start it when it first was released, but we got into it. And when we found out this was the last season, and the last season was only 6 episodes.
Yeah, Michael thought it was 8.
We really got nervous. Mm-hmm. I got nervous soon because I felt that they was going to rush through it.
And they did.
So when we said disappointed, very disappointed. I think it started off strong, episode 1 and 2. I think all the way up to the war.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I think all the way up to the war. I think even 1, 2, and 3.
4.
1, 2, 3.
Not 4.
Yeah, 4 was okay. Mm-hmm. 4 was fine. But after 4, it was like they was rushing through it. You saw in 4, they was trying to hurry up and say, we better hurry up and close the storylines up.
Yeah, and then 5 is when, she went crazy with the dragon and started setting the whole place on fire.
Yeah, so that was really, really dramatic and unnecessary, like everyone said. But it led into a reason why the last episode went the way it did. But the last episode was awful. It was awful. And I understand that they wanted to end the series, but they should have not like that. They should have, opinion wise, and I want to hear your opinion. Opinion wise, there is too many things left open. There were too many things that was closed out too quickly, and there was a point of leading up to Jon Snow that he became nothing.
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
That was fucked up. As many times as we have seen so many movies where the king kills somebody and they become king.
Not just that.
Not the king. Well, the brother will kill his brother to become king.
Or the person who we know is the king finally is revealed and he becomes king.
Yeah, because all through Game of Thrones, there were so many people who had killed to get on the throne.
But they supposed to have been the king, but they killed him.
Well, yeah,
his brother.
Yeah.
But he was killed with his mom. Remember?
Yes.
They couldn't be the king.
Right.
There was other people, even what's her name, Cersei. If she would have made a different term of stuff for being evil, she would have been queen. They could have killed what's her name, Daenerys. She was supposed to be the queen, but she wanted a king with her, and all of a sudden she needed to have somebody with her. What?
Yeah.
Throughout this, I don't care if you was in love with it. You were the queen. You was a queen of everybody, regardless if they wanted to or not. She had the power to say, like it or not, I'm the fucking queen. But all of a sudden, now you in your feelings?
Yeah, she get all sensitive. They love Jon Snow.
Well, they like Jon Snow
and
more
she
than
feeling,
me.
And she feeling lonely in the corner. And I was like, okay,
Where did that
where'd it
come from?
Yeah, because she was not like that in the first 1 through 7. She sure as hell.
So the thing is, the writing, and that's why I said they rushed it. The writing, if she was feeling that way, you should have led us into saying, damn, she's starting to get insecure. You didn't get that. You got that from one episode to the next and say, what the fuck just went on with her?
Yeah, and then the thing was, what is her name? Jon Snow's sister, the one who was upset that she was
Sansa or
I think it was Sansa. Yeah. She was upset because Jon Snow should be king, and then she started all this drama.
But she wanted to be the queen, though.
Yeah,
she wanted to be the ruler, even though she wanted Jon to be. She wanted Jon to be head of the 7 kingdoms,
right?
But she would be queen of her Stark, wherever they were.
Right.
And that's what she wanted. She didn't want anybody else to be in charge of that. She wanted her brother to be that way. And then when she found out that that wasn't her brother, it didn't matter to her, long as she got to keep her kingdom.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what she wanted.
Yeah. We're going to go through a lot of spoilers. So if you didn't fucking see it, I'm sorry.
Don't listen.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. So we went kind of far, but we're going to keep going. So sorry about that. But it bothered me because even when they said who should be king, she made a decision. No, I'm going to stay independent. Now, who the fuck are you to say you're going to be independent?
Yeah. Exactly.
The 7 kingdoms will say no, then I want to be independent. But they was kind of like, okay, you can be, but we're fine with it. What? No.
And then her sister Arya,
she just goes off
she talking about, the map says that the world ends this way, but I want to go further.
Yeah,
why?
So I want to go on a boat to just see the world.
Wait a minute. When did she become an adventuress?
Yeah.
That girl was trying to
She's a warrior.
Yeah, exactly.
She's an assassin.
Exactly.
But now she wanted to see the world.
I'm like, what? I didn't understand that.
So the writers wanted to say, let's take everybody away and everybody's doing their own thing. So if we do a spinoff, we can do a spinoff with like the individuals. But it didn't go with the storyline of the series. So this last episode ruined the development of the series.
Yeah, especially Cersei. Everybody know she and her brother
needed their head cut off.
Exactly. Her brother turned against them. He went to fight by himself. Well, he should have died. I don't know why he lived.
With his one arm.
Yeah. Then she comes along talking about, I'm not going to help them. So when they win or lose, I'm going to fight whoever wins.
Because we're going to be fine. And we'll be able to kill the dragon. So that was another thing. They killed one of the dragons.
Yep.
But yet, for some reason, those arrows couldn't hit the dragons. You know what I mean? Those big arrows couldn't hit the dragon. So they tried it at first. She should have known that they had it. She would have had 2 dragons if she was prepared with it. Mm-hmm. They didn't do any reconnaissance to see what kind of weapons that they had and what were they preparing for. They just showed up and everything was cool. But the next time they were prepared and burnt the fucking place down. And burnt. One of the people on Twitter was saying, so now fire can burn concrete now. And I was like, well, I don't know. It's a dragon. I don't know what kind of fire it is. Mm-hmm. But there was so many things that ruined the series. So it's almost to the point that you can enjoy the series, but don't stop at the White Walkers. Once the White Walkers were killed, don't go no further. Because the next 2 ruined everything.
Yeah, I thought that you're exactly right. When the White Walkers,
yeah.
White Walkers came in, that war right there
ended it.
That should have been ended it. Or what they should have done was knowing that all of them, everybody that was left to fight the war, that beat the White Walkers, went and beat Cersei. Period.
But they did.
Yeah, but
But they did it in such a different
so
way.
Stupid.
Yeah.
That was stupid. They should have went ahead and say, all right, let's strategize how we're gonna do it. Because you know she's going to try to come at us with everything. Fine. Don't tell me you didn't have spies to know what was going on.
So that's my point. Thank you for saying that. I had it in the back of my mind, but you said it. All throughout the series, there was always a spy to tell people what Cersei was doing, what the Starks was doing. There was always a spy. For some reason, they didn't have a spy and know what the fuck she was doing.
Yeah.
What kind of weapons she had.
Yep.
How many people were there.
Yep.
They was like, yeah, well, the Golden Guard was there. Yeah, we know that because you knew that before then. But you didn't see how they were prepared. So all of this was like, come on now, really? So it ruined the fact of they tried to hurry and end it. Now, so we never know how much money they had left. You can't tell me HBO wasn't going to continue to pay these fucking people.
Yeah.
And I think they wanted to get something more from the writer because the last that I was reading about the writer, he wasn't done. He was kind of like, I don't want to finish it.
Yep, he sure didn't.
And they was like, oh, but we have to. No, you don't. Finish it in the way that still can continue it. Because there's series that ended but still are open-ended to continue. Because if he writes another great book, guess what you're going to do? You're going to bring that bitch back anyway.
Yep.
Or if not, you can have a final movie. Deadwood is the other one. Deadwood is a movie now. They had a series, but now they're going to come back with a movie. Deadwood, that's another HBO series I was thinking about from John Wick. But the thing is, the great character that was in here, the great development, and, the other guy who was the eunuch that she had the dragon burn his ass alive.
Right.
That was too quick. He was trying to get Stark to be the actual king, and all of a sudden, one conversation turns into that same evening they fucking burn him alive.
The little Lannister told on him. Well, I told on you. I'm sorry.
And like she said, if you turn on me again, you fucking die. Well, guess what?
He turned on her again.
He turned on again because he let his brother go. But they didn't get away. So, but you knew he had to save his brother.
And then Jon Snow became a pussy.
Like a little bitch.
Man, he's feeling bad because...
But you at war, dude. What the fuck are you doing?
She's setting fire to everybody. No, don't do this. He was like, dude's like, I don't listen to my queen. I don't listen to you. Yeah. She said to kill him, and that's what I'm doing.
But his problem was he was telling everybody else, I listen to my queen. So when do you stop listening to your queen? When you want to? When somebody else tell you don't listen to her, you're like, no, I am. But then in your own mind, well, I got to. They ruined the image of Jon Snow. They did that, and it was very, very disappointing. If he was going to kill, what's her name? Daenerys. If he was going to kill her, that was too simple right there. You knew he was coming to kill her one way or another.
Oh, yeah, you definitely knew that.
Yeah, I kind of knew it.
Yep.
You know what? I would have been more satisfied if the dragon would have burned his ass alive.
Yep.
Then I would have been like, oh, my God.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh, my God. They fucking killed him, too.
I thought she was...
I would have been fine with that. Yeah. I wouldn't have liked it.
You're right.
But I would have been fine. But yet he didn't kill him. He knew she killed him. That fucking dragon knew that shit. Why didn't you kill his ass? Mm-hmm. That was fucking ridiculous. And that bothered me because, and then all of a sudden the Seven Kingdoms say, well, the Unsullied can have our own land of their own. Get your motherfuckers out of here. And they was kind of like, yeah, we're warriors, but we'll take a boat and we'll leave. What? Are you kidding me? And then they send Jon Snow to the wall. And he's there with the wildlings. And he's with them. Are you kidding me? They ruined his image of the whole thing. Yeah, and Sansa, they gave her more than what they should have.
Oh, hell
now,
no.
They ruined Arya as well.
Yeah, when she
running through the city and should have died, 7 times?
Yeah. And
the dragon and everything was falling on everybody, but she's the only one that it didn't fall on.
Yeah, because was it Censor?
Who's?
Say that again.
Which one? What are you
The
talking about?
queen, the girl.
Oh, Cersei. I mean, that's you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. And what made me mad about that when when her sister told her, "Here's a knife," and she said, "Which end should I kill her?" I'm like, you don't, bitch. You don't know how to use a knife. As many times as you kill folks over there on the other side.
She doesn't. She doesn't kill. She gives orders to kill. She's the hierarchy. She doesn't get her hands dirty. It's what people do for her. You know what I mean? And it was kind of like, and then they tried to end everything. So the Hound had to fight his brother, the Mountain, but really his brother was dead. How do you fucking kill a person who's dead? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but he had to do it because that's his final wish. You know what I mean? Then he told Arya to leave. You're not like me. Then she runs through the city while everybody's dying.
Yeah, the dragon set place on fire, and she running
through
she
the
should
fucking
have died. Seriously,
multiple times. Even and it was crazy. Which I just thought that was so ignorant. You turn around and you try to save a family, and then you turn around and you see they ass get burnt alive, but you didn't. You didn't. The child and her mother got burnt the fucking alive to ashes, but you didn't. That was just crazy. And it's weird because they rush through it with no logic. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If it was going to be logical in that way, they should have made sure there was a portions that Jon Snow did something and they ostracized them and he couldn't be part of the war. Get him out of there then. Get him out. Get him away. And then see what happens. Or do something. The writing was rushed. The what should have been spectacular pretty much wasn't on the backside. And the whole last series was awful. They averaged it to a 4.3?
Yeah.
I would have gave it less than that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it was worth seeing. The end wasn't worth seeing because they even said Daenerys was standing up giving a Nazi speech, like they was gonna go rule the world like Hitler would have done. And you got all of these people that were still left, and they said, how the hell did the not the Unsullied, the guys that was on the horses, I forget the name of those guys, but they was like, how did a whole bunch of them survive the White Walkers when they all ran out? Remember?
Yeah.
How the fuck did
they sure did. What was they called? Oh gosh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but there was a whole bunch of them left. I was like, how the fuck did they survive?
Yeah.
And their horses. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, this is so fucking crazy. But it was so disappointing for an amazing series. You know what I mean? To end it like they did, it ruined the season. So people got a bad taste. And they said they had a little poll. They said of the 3 series, which had the worst ending? Lost, Dexter, or Game of Thrones. And there was some people that had Dexter higher than Game of Thrones. To me, Dexter was fine. He just went away and went somewhere else. Dexter was fine. Lost was silly. It wasn't a bad ending. It was just silly. It didn't make any sense. I would rather say that didn't make any sense. But a badly written series ending is what Game of Thrones did. It was badly written. It was badly coordinated. And it had too many open-ended shits that made no damn sense. Or you just wanted to end it, so you just did it the way you wanted to. I think that wasn't good for the fans. They did a bad thing for the fans. And when you look at it, would you remember if you wanted to see the series again? Wouldn't this come up in your mind again? The way it ended? It's
like I would skip over. I wouldn't even watch like the last 3 of the series. I wouldn't like with series 8. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't the episodes, the last 3 episodes. I wouldn't even watch
because it's I'll how watch it ends up to and it makes no sense.
Yeah, to the White Walkers.
Yeah, I'll watch to the White Walkers and go.
That's it.
Gotcha.
That was all.
Or I'll turn on after the White Walkers the beginning of the next one, and then I'll be like, I don't need to see the last half hour because the last half hour going into the next one made no fucking sense.
It didn't make no sense.
It made no sense.
Yeah. After seeing the White Walkers, the war for that, and Area won that was enough for us to say, okay.
Got it.
That's all they needed.
Everyone did what they supposed to have
because
done.
everybody wanted to, the way they did Cersei is fucked up.
Yeah.
She should have died in the hands of Jon Snow or
Arya
or Daenerys.
Or Daenerys.
Yes. Or anyone.
Or the Unsullied guy.
Yeah.
Who knocked his girlfriend, chopped the girlfriend's head off and knocked her over to
Right.
The Unsullied guy.
Right.
One of them.
Yes.
Or her brother had to kill her.
Right, exactly.
Now, that would have been a turn to say, wow, she spared his life all that often, but he had to kill his sister.
Yeah.
Then you would have been like, wow.
Yeah.
That would have been something that people would be talking about and say, I really didn't think he would kill his sister because she spared his life so many times.
Exactly.
But she hated him.
Yep.
So that Arya should have went and infiltrated the city as someone else and killed Cersei. That's another option. Mm-hmm. Then you would have been like, who the fuck is that? Sitting right next to her. And she could have been that, the guy who always showed up going, yeah, well, the one with the long robe and everything like that.
The kiss ass one.
Yeah, that one. So she could have disguised as him, and you would have been like, yes, Arya did it. She's a shapeshifter. She did the faceless man thing on there. Mm-hmm. That would have been another option. She had to be killed by someone. That wasn't fair. Mm-hmm. And then the brother would have died based on him seeing Cersei died, and then what did they do?
Or even if he committed suicide. He killed her.
Or died on the battlefield.
Yeah, he killed her and then killed himself. Because that was his sister and that was his love.
No, but he wouldn't have killed her. He would have never killed her. But he needed to see her die in order for him to give up. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they didn't want to write that in. There was a lot of good things that could have been simply done. But they didn't do it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, somebody must have loved her character just to do what they did.
Well, I don't want her to die. I don't want to see her killed like that. Well, there was plenty of people who died throughout the series. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? And they just ruined so many aspects, and they did the characters wrong. They really did a bad thing with the characters, and I just really didn't think it wasn't fair. As a fan, it wasn't fair. Like what people say about Endgame Avengers, they didn't want to see Iron Man die, but under the circumstances, he died for a good cause.
Right.
He died for everyone. You know what I mean? And since he died for everyone, you would say, I guess he has to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this was dumb. You know what I mean? If you was going to do this, you should have waited a couple of more months and either put 2 more episodes.
Add a couple, 2 more, make it 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Hell, everybody would not have been mad if you had worked it in where, okay, why does Daenerys have to die?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or why Jon Snow basically didn't tell everybody, well, I am the legitimate king. Mm-hmm. Because this is what all the paperwork document has said. Mm-hmm. And them to argue over it.
Debate that.
Yeah, and make the people decide who.
How many people knew he was a Targaryen?
Nobody.
And then he fucking left. And he, like a little bitch, he was kind of like, I guess that's what it is. Except for saying, no, I'm the rightful king of the fucking 7 kingdoms.
I mean, he was acting like king from episode from series 1 to 7.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to be. It didn't matter if you want to be, but you stood in front of everyone like you was the goddamn king.
Yeah, because you knew what y'all had to do. You knew that these White Walkers would come and take over everybody any damn way.
Absolutely, but you stood firm there. But then you took this and been like, we're fine. Mm-hmm. That was it was terrible. But we didn't say the ultimate turn. Bran is the king of the 7 kingdoms.
Yeah.
The third eye, whatever boy, who sat in a wheelchair and just sat there, Raven-eyed.
The Raven.
Yeah, and he just sat there for majority of the season.
He did not do shit.
And then do a goddamn thing.
That's what
and
everybody
then say,
said.
yes, I accept being the king. What the fuck is that? And everybody was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I would have took Sansa and be like, oh, you conniving bitch. You got what you wanted.
Jon Snow should have been king. Even though he killed,
I would have took Sansa.
Yeah, even though he killed the queen. But the thing is, he was justifiable in what he did.
Yeah, because she was going to go crazy.
Yeah,
she was going to keep killing.
Yeah, she was. So, and if they had explained it, if it took them doing another episode to explain and him strategically planning to kill her,
I think that would have been better.
And everybody would agree to what he did because she wasn't expecting that shit to happen.
No,
because she was so much in love with him, and that was like perfect. But that's the worst thing, because the fact that she was in love with him, she still should have known or would have tried to do something to say, how can we do this together? And even then, he should have known that she was angry because you took her dragons away. You took all of these things from her. You took so much from her. And the only thing she had left was him. And you're going to deny her that. But yet you're going to be a cowering little bitch. Come on, man. That was to me a really insulting end to the way the series ended. I think we can go on forever with this, but I just really thought, how could you do this? You know what I mean? Yeah.
How could you do this?
Yeah, everybody's so mad that they got a petition and they got
to rewrite the
whole last series, it's series 8. All over again and do the goddamn thing right. I will tell you like this.
I think after the White Walkers,
they need to rewrite that.
Rewrite everything after that point.
Yeah.
And just say, hey, here's the alternate ending that people thought that should be happening. Got you. I don't even think Daenerys and Jon Snow should have stayed together. I don't think that should have happened either.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm fine with that. I don't think that they should have let Sansa have her own fucking kingdom.
Yeah,
I don't think that either.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a lot of things that was in there. I think what's her name should have fucking got killed brutally.
Yep.
Even if I think the dragon should have ate her ass.
That or her damn dead god killed her.
The mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mountain crush her head and just turn on her. But I don't know why that would happen. But could be.
I mean, anything
other
besides
than fucking rocks falling
on her ass. Yep, and finding them in a grave full of rocks covering their ass.
Yeah. Come on now. Really? There's so many other things. Arya being a fucking heroine at the end of the White Walker battle, and she's just running through the city like, oh, I'm trying to hide. Really?
And then a white horse come and pick her up
out of nowhere.
Where the fuck the white horse come from?
I think that's symbolisms, and but that it was too late for that.
Yeah.
Because it was ridiculous.
Well, whoever wrote they need to go.
They should get their ass kicked.
Yeah, they need to go
that's
sit their little ass down.
No, they need to get their ass kicked, and then after they get their ass kicked, they should learn. Look, I won't write anything like this again. Good, because if not, you're gonna get the worst ass kicking that you had. Because this is the first one. But if you do that again to anything that we love, dude, you're gonna pay for it. It's just so. The series is amazing. The last season was the biggest disappointment, and I shouldn't say the last season, but the last 2 to 3 episodes of 6. So think about that. 3 episodes were fine. The last 3 you can take on your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they could have did 2 more. Or even 3 more to be a little bit more.
Yeah, more thorough.
Yeah, I mean, I think 3 would have been good, because to explain, to give Cersei the right killing that she needed to,
right?
To give Jon Snow the right title that he needed to.
Yeah.
And the last one, finding out that everybody accepted Jon Snow and everybody's kingdom is safe.
That they knew that the person who is the most democratic, the person with the most empathy for everyone should be king, and that's Jon Snow. Even though he's the rightful owner of the Seven Kingdoms, he's the rightful owner or the rightful king because he has the blood of the the Targaryens.
Right.
He has the rightful blood. But that never even came out. How could you not? Everybody talked about it in secret, but all of the kingdoms didn't know that.
Yeah.
Or if they did, they didn't care. What? I don't get that. Even the Unsullied would have said, "Really? Yeah. Well, that puts a twist on everything."
Yeah, yeah.
But they didn't even discuss it. So that's why additional episodes would have let that come out with the discussions, with some debate, with some conniving or whatever. Because in the end, what if fucking Jon Snow would have been killed? And Daenerys became a little more, hey, I'm going to be more compassionate because the man that I love and the rightful king was killed by some other people. Mm-hmm. What if they turned it that way? It's so many things that they could have done more reasonable than what they just did.
Right.
Hey, we just made up how many 10 different scenarios that they could have done.
Right, right.
Would have been much better than what the fuck they did. Very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. To an end of Game of Thrones. Now, they said, I'm not sure if it's a prequel or something that's going off with characters based on that. And maybe that's why they kind of separated them in that way. But I just think that's just sad. You shouldn't stop a series to make multiple series. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not good. But anyway, we don't rate series, but I can rate this one as a disappointment.
Yeah, very good. I like that one. A thumbs down.
A thumb down for this last couple of episodes.
Thumb down.
Because I thought the White Walkers thing was amazing. Mm-hmm. And that lead up to that was pretty fucking cool. So, anywho, that's all I got. Anything to add to this, dear darling?
Nah, babe. You know I'm mad about this anyway.
So, great acting throughout this series. Great set design and everything throughout there. Costumes were amazing. Twists and turns and writing all the way up to this last season. And very disappointing. But anywho, Fade to Black Cinema every Wednesday. Check us out. Whether it's a TV series, TV movie, or whatever. Check us out and we can go from there. But thank you very much. And we'll see you next week on Fade to Black Cinema. Later.
Peace.